Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and today we're taking a look at another match set. I get to play against another very famous streamer and also a really cool guy. I even got to do a podcast with him, which was really fun. Yeah, there's some people you meet that you know they're just gonna make it. Yeah, he's definitely one of them. And I'm, of course, talking about GM Canty, or FIDE Master Canty. He's on his way to make Grandmaster. So I have some games. We got to play four. Yeah, let's check these games out. These games were really crazy. That's why I went ahead and added a Tao quote because, well, these games may not be many moves, but they are very aggressive. And I'm particularly looking forward to one of the games. I believe the one that he beat me, just because, man, the theory that he knows, especially for the C3 Sicilian, Sicil for the kill, as he likes to say, it was very cool, and I got to learn some stuff from him. With that being said, let's take a look at our first game. In this game, I'm playing with the white pieces, and Canty's playing with the black pieces. We start off with e4, c5, knight f3, g6. Here, Canty's going to be going for his accelerated dragon. d4c takes, knight c6, knight to e2. A strange looking move here, yes. Again, I like to play this kind of fianchetto system against this because, well, I like a slow positional game because I'm getting old. I'm getting up there in age, so I want something nice and slow here. Bishop g7, knight c3, knight f6, g3, castles, bishop g2, rook b8. And this is the best plan against this system altogether. A lot of people don't play this correctly, but rook b8, Canty knows what he's doing here. b5, b4, this is the best way to play. Castles here, b5, a4. I'm trying to stop this strong pawn rush, but b4, he's not going to be stopped at all. Knight to d5, bishop a6. Canty is doing a great job, and he's got very good preparation. Rook e1, trying to get out the pin. Knight to a5, and bishop to g5 here. Threatening to double the kingside pawns here with either bishop takes or knight takes right here. So he decides to trade right here. And after takes, definitely was going to be better for me because, well, it opened up this weak square right here. Although, well, bishop takes b2, right? The game is already getting crazy, and well, we're only in 14 moves here. Here I went ahead and decided to play, he played d6 here to stop the threat of d6 myself. And now I just play rook to b1 here, guarding the pawn. Definitely looking at this now, knight d4 looks like a much stronger move here, putting pressure on e7 and looking at this c6 square. I played rook b1. These are all bullet games, by the way. Knight c4, the knight's looking great right here. Pawn b3, trying to kick it, and here is the problem, knight to a3. Definitely a bullet move here because, well, although it's going to be okay here, putting pressure on c2 for now, well, it looks like the knight's just a little bit marooned. Rook just went to c1, rook c8, and now knight to d4. And now you see, whoa, this knight c6 idea is very strong. Queen to d7 here. And, well, rook takes on e7. He just blundered the pawn right here, missing this idea completely. Here, I'm pretty sure all he saw was that knight coming to c6, and he just said, I need to stop this. I mean, to be honest, I don't think there was a way to really stop this other than giving the dark square bishop away, which I don't think anybody really wants to do in these kind of games. So even if you do try to play something like rook e8, knight c6 is still going to get played. So he tried to be active here, and he allowed the rook to take. Queen back to d8. Knight c6, here comes my pieces. Rook takes, pawn takes. f6 here, am I losing a piece? Rook takes g7 check, only way to not lose heavily right here. King takes, bishop e3. And I'm very happy with this position. The bishops are looking great here. This knight's, again, like I said, marooned. The rest was not too hard to finish up the game. Queen c7, queen d4. Rook f7, and then queen takes b4, and at this point he just went ahead and resigned as he's about to lose a knight, but again, just the position in general just did not go too well for him here. Alright, let's take a look at the second game. First game is mine. Alright, let's see how he does. In this game, I'm going to be playing with the white pieces again. So I guess you know what we're going to be seeing here. Here we go. We start up with e4 here, c5, pawn to d4. We get to get a Smith Morgan in knight c6. He likes to play the c3 Sicilian, so I assumed he was trying to transpose into the other line. With that being said, I went ahead and played pawn c3, c takes, pawn e6. This is not the best line in my opinion. d5, pawn takes, knight b8, and now pawn to d6. And this is definitely a problem move as any check here is just going to allow this. Again, these are bullet games, so he was probably just playing a little too fast here. Queen a5 check, knight c3, queen e5 check, bishop b3. I'm going to get as many free temples with this queen move. In fact, I'll get a third one in pretty soon too. And here we took on d6, queen b3. Of course, I'm not going to trade queens here. He did win the pawn, but I definitely have some compensation with my development. Look at his pieces. Not the best place right now, right? All right, knight c6, knight f3, knight f6, bishop c4, developing with the threat on f7. Knight to d8, a very nice move here, and I like how we could play knight to e6 here too. All right, castles, bishop e7, knight b5, here comes the harassment. Here the c7 square is where it's at, and rook to e1, just threatening a lot of different ideas here, but with this bishop undefended, it's it's probably best just to go in and castle, which is what he did. Bishop d4, and I just got so much compensation here. Here computer's giving a +2 advantage. Knight e6 gets played. Like I said, I really like this knight d8 e6 maneuver. It covers everything and, well, has a little threats on taking my good bishop. Of course, I don't want to lose that bishop, so I played bishop to e5. And pawn d6 gets played. Bishop to g3. Now he's got this weak d pawn here, which I can keep adding pressure to. Pawn a6, knight to d4. Pawn to b5, and unfortunately, not the best move here. Bishop just takes, knight takes, and then knight to g5. And again, we have a fast win here because of the opening not going too well for him. All right, on to the next game. Here we see, this time Canty gets white, and this time I'm going to be paying the price for it. Here we go. Canty had some great preparation here. I played against this line, and I had trouble against it. So, yeah, you got to check out his courses. e4, c5, pawn c3, Sicil for the kill. g6, d4, c takes. Pawn d5. This is a move that's definitely not too good, and Canty let me know that. Knight c3, pawn takes. Bishop c4, knight f6. Queen to b3, and this is the line right here. f7 is just a major problem here. Oh, my gosh. I think before I'm supposed to play, instead of knight f6, I'm supposed to play like knight c6 here, which is crazy. And if they do play queen b3 now, I can just play e6 because if d5, knight to d4, the theory here is pretty intense. And I know Canty knows this very well. I played knight f6 and I'm ready. This is becoming a hard position for me. Queen b3, e6, and now d5. And I'm just like, what is going on here? How can I survive this? How am I already getting just, attacked so heavily on move 8 over here? I played bishop g7. I'm trying to just get out of dodge. Takes, castles, takes, king over. White's definitely better in this position. He already got a very good position against me. With that being said, my king is safe, and I'm hoping to try and create some counterplay. I'm not happy about this. Canty does a good job here. Here we go. Bishop e3, knight c6, rook d1 attacking the queen. Queen c7, knight b5, queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen back to b6, bishop e3, he's just harassing my queen, queen a5 check, you want to draw? No, Canty does not want to draw. Bishop g4 here, just trying to get my development going as soon as possible. Knight to e2, bishop takes, queen takes on a2. As I've said before, or as like others have said, if you're going to be in a bad position, at least be in a bad position for a reason. Meaning, if you're going to be in a lost position or bad position, you might as well have some material for it, okay? He castles here, and knight g4. Here, definitely queen takes f7 is the thing I'm eyeing right now. Although, white still has plenty of compensation here with knight to d6, and my king is definitely getting weak here, especially when the bishop gets to c4. You can see knight f7 ideas are just going to be in the air. All right. I went ahead and played knight g4. We played knight d4. Knight takes e3, takes on e3. And now queen takes f7, just blundering. At this point, rook takes f7 would have given me a decent game here. But I guess I was playing too fast. And queen takes, rook takes, rook takes. This game is his now. Bishop c4. Well, it was pretty much his the whole time. Rook d7. Knight takes. I won't go into too deep here as I'm just down a queen. The count now is Canty does have 28 seconds to my 22 seconds. Doubling the rooks, rook d3. I'm actually kind of happy I was able to create some good counterplay here for black. Queen takes e4, but this queen just becomes very menacing, and I just keep losing everything. Knight h4, rook f1, rook takes, queen takes h4, dropped another piece, rook takes, and now I get ready to try and double my rooks. And yeah, at this point, it's giving h6, g6, and well, it would have been nice to see what would have happened with king h6, because I don't see the win too obvious right now, especially because every move has to be something, because, well, checks are coming along the way. With that being said, I did flag here. He had 3 seconds, I had 0 seconds. So, game Canty on that one. All right, on to the last game here. Here we go. I'm playing with the white pieces once again, so what are we going to do? Let's do it. E4, C5, D4. Let's go Smith Mora. C takes, C3, D5. He does not want the Smith Mora, and I don't blame him. One of the best ways to play against Smith Mora players is to not play the Smith Mora. It makes them so sad whenever you can't play Smith Mora. So pawn takes, queen takes, c takes. I'm very happy with the isolated pawn. Knight c6, knight f3, bishop g4, knight c3. This is a line that he has actually put a lot of work into. And I believe with his line now, it goes bishop takes f3. I think that's the line here, which is really crazy. Queen d8 got played, d5, and this is not too good already for black, because anytime white is in these lines is able to get the pawn to d5, this diagonal becomes very weak. And well, knight b8 got played, queen a4 check, bishop d7, queen to d4. Here, definitely a stronger move would have been something like queen b3 or even bishop to b5. I have a feeling that Canty probably knows the win here for white, or at least a way to keep getting a better position. This is a +5 already. With that being said, after bishop d7, I played queen d4, knight f6, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, g5, bishop g3, bishop g7, castles queenside. Like I said, all these games are really crazy between both of us. Castles here, h4, g4, knight e5, knight a6, king b1. I'm surprised I played king b1 at all in this game. Bishop f5 check, bishop d3, takes. Here the light squares are a little bit weak, but his king is pretty safe for now. Rook c8, h5, queen a5, knight c5. Man, he's getting his counterattack really strong now. I did have a good position earlier, but he's definitely fought his way back really nicely. Knight a4, knight takes, queen takes, and rook h4 here, putting pressure on the g4 pawn. Rook to d8, d5 is now the new target. And well, knight takes g4 here was a nice little move. Unfortunately, he misses it and plays knight takes d5, and well, knight takes h6 check, and he loses his queen. Oof. King f8, rook takes, bishop takes, rook to d4, e6, bishop e5, f6, and bishop takes f6. And yeah, at this point, he just went ahead and resigned. He had 2 seconds left on the clock here. I have 17 seconds. Of course, time was not really the major factor for this game, but a crazy game nonetheless. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this really this fun match I got to have against Canty. These games are all on Lichess. And well, I hope I get to play him soon. Maybe we can do a match if he wants to. He's gotten so strong that I think I might just get adopted at this point. But I would still love the opportunity to play him. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a nice day. We'll see you in the next video.